Thank you very much, Mr. Willis, reporting live from the Valley Casino Center. And he mentioned, he kind of introduced our two guests. Time to talk NFL draft with a pair of local athletes who are hoping to continue their respective NFL careers with the Baltimore Ravens. You know him as Nico Siragusa. And this guy over here, I've called him Kwayde Miller, or Kwayde Miller.
Yeah,
it's Kwayde Miller. Guys, they were the left side of the line for this Rocky Long and San Diego State Aztecs, and now they hope to be the left side of the line for the Baltimore Ravens. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
You know, boy, wouldn't that be a dream come true? I mean, you guys are used to kind of being next to each other all the time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool if you could continue that at the pro level?
Oh, that'd be amazing. You know, this guy is the man.
Now, you were a fourth-round draft pick, so the Ravens obviously were looking at you, that you don't burn a fourth-round pick on somebody that you don't know about. Do you think maybe the Ravens saw you and said, hey, if we'll sign you if by recruiting him? Do you think there was any synergy there?
Yeah, I honestly do, because our O-line coach, or the O-line coach for the Ravens, said that he just loved the way we played together and the way we meshed and the way that we just dominated people.
Well, you guys have your own little ballet going with the two-on-one blocks and whatnot. We'll talk a little bit about that. Your margin for error is a little tighter than his. As a fourth-round pick, he would have to really stink it up not to make the team. You, on the other hand, you're invited to training camp. You're hoping to earn an invite. You're invited to minicamp, hoping to earn an invite to training camp. Then from there, every man for himself and make the roster, right?
Yes, sir. I'm pretty confident in my ability that something positive will come out of this week's visit to Baltimore. But, you know, we'll never know. We'll never know. And then if nothing happens, I'll go Giants.
It's not like it hasn't been done before. So, I mean, you just have to be that guy.
Yep.
You, on the other hand, got the phone call. Tell us about what that. Had to be extra sweet to have Jonathan Ogden be the guy who announces your name, right?
Of course, you know, one of the best O-linemen to ever play the game. I was just at home or at our cousin's house, and me and my dad were just talking about like all the teams that have draft picks, and all of a sudden Baltimore called, or a Maryland number called. So I was like, what? Answered it. Ozzie Newsome told me I was going to be a Raven. It was just awesome. Great feeling. Words couldn't even describe how I felt.
Could you try? Because that has to be a dream come true. You've known you're a good football player, but until that phone call comes, can you talk about how you, what that meant to you? Well, what it meant to your family?
Yeah, it means a lot to my family. You know, my family put a long time, like a lot of support into it, not just my parents, but my whole family. So to see me get picked means a huge deal to my family. And I'm glad that I could have shared this moment with all of them.
So getting back to your theme story, is it a challenge for you? Because do you think it's a bigger physical challenge or a bigger mental challenge for what you have to accomplish at minicamp?
I would say mental. Mental challenge all the way, yeah.
Because the better you know the playbook, the faster you can play, right?
Exactly.
So how does one, I mean, do they send you the playbook ahead of time? How does one, I mean, how does that work?
I mean, they kind of just throw it all at you when they're in the mini camp, see how fast you can pick it up.
They write it on the board until you remember and then erase it.
This is how old I am. Are there playbooks anymore, or is everything on
iPad?
Is it at all
iPad? It has to be iPad.
I mean, how was it at San Diego State? Was it
old school?
Yeah,
I mean, San Diego State, I love it to death, but we don't have quite the financial backing yet to get iPad playbooks. Maybe someone could do that.
Well, you did get to go to Little Italy, though.
Oh, we didn't, but they did.
Yeah, I know. I mean, so it's getting better. It's going to be Old Home Week. We're going to throw a graphic up. Look at all the names that you're going to recognize in Baltimore. You have Daniel Henry, Tony Jefferson, yourself, of course, Tim Patrick, a University City receiver, Eric Weddle's there, Danny Woodhead. There's going to be more than one guy there who's had a fish taco. So we're going to look at some of the video. Do you know any of these guys?
I mean, I kind of know of Tony. You know what I mean? Growing up in the South Bay, he was a man. And Eric Weddle, just growing up in San Diego, seeing him Pro Bowler almost every year.
You know, they're going to reach, I bet you one of those guys reaches out to you. I mean, because everyone's going to look for a familiar face. They're going to want you to do well. What's the secret to doing well? Or I guess you'll find out. I mean, is there a fear of the unknown?
I mean, of course.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's just, you know, like like you said, thank God there's some San Diego guys there, especially Tony, that's been there before, and he's been in the league for 4 years now, so he could kind of show us the ropes and what to expect and how to be a professional in this league for a long time.
10 names after yours was called. There's this little scat back running back who tore it up on the Mesa, got picked by the Eagles. He's just down the road from you. Have you had a chance to talk with Donnell yet? And has he expressed his gratitude for all the holes you opened for him and that you're making his professional career possible?
Yeah, he when I got picked, he sent me a text message, and I sent him one when he get picked, and we were like just texting back and forth, like we're official now, we're all in the league now. So, like I said, if anybody's seen, he still owes us McDonald's. But now that he's got picked up by the Eagles, maybe, and Philly's not that far from Baltimore,
right.
Maybe he could come get us some crab cakes, or we could go get some root Chris, or something like that.
Tell, how good a running back is he?
Phenomenal. Yeah,
What's the thing that impresses you most about him?
I think that impressed me the most is his vision. It's unreal, because he'll be going right, and then he'll see something left and cut it back and be gone.
And not every Joe can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right there, like two.
Let's quickly acknowledge the man who probably made all this possible. I mean, at night when you hit your knees, you probably have to pray to the Almighty Shaq. You're both members of the Pigpen. Can you talk a little bit about? Would you remember anything from the Shaq Pigpen experience and basically launch your respective careers? Did it not?
Oh yeah, exactly. Put us on the map. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just like I was saying. Like when I started playing football, I wanted to be on Shaq's Pigpen so bad, and I'm glad that I could do it. And like looking back on it now, I think it's hilarious, but it's such a moment like of history that you always have. And
see the skill set.
Look at Kwayde.
That's
okay,
right, baby.
Dude, you were big then.
What an athlete! What an athlete!
All right, well we're gonna run out of time. Do you have anything you want to wiggle for the camera before we get started?
Oh, right here. Yeah. Hey, this too. Shout out to my Uncle Frank.
Hurry up, go do it.
You heard me. I did it. I'm good.
Well, you wiggle.
There we go.
He always wants to wiggle.